Hello, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well. I'm just now kind of noticing that some people followed me. One person back in May, and then another person just a couple days ago, but for some reason they didn't show up on my OBS follow thing. I need to see what's going on about that. Because that doesn't feel right. I'm not entirely sure how to fix that, because it doesn't sit right with me that their names aren't showing up on my stream, but whatever. I guess I'll just shout them out right now, since I've got them set up. Thank you to Coca-Cola 512 for following me on May 16th, and thank you for Cappy and for Cap'n Lol, I think that's how you pronounce it, for following me on June 4th on Tuesday. Which I'm sorry that I didn't shout you out before. I didn't realize that you had followed, because my alerts did not alert me like they were supposed to. What is the point of calling them alerts when they don't alert me? Anyway, hello. Also, I am sorry for not streaming on Wednesday like I promised I would. I unfortunately didn't really get that great of sleep and didn't really feel like doing anything when I got home, except just playing some video games by myself in my room, and that's pretty much it. And on Thursday, the very next day, I just had no motivation to do anything. Almost kind of got into that slump again today too. Hello there. Hello there. How are you doing, Vesper? That's right. You're Coca-Cola. I totally forgot. I wanted to say thank you for following me on back in May. I'm doing pretty well. But yeah, I almost got into that. I almost got into that slump of not being motivated to stream today. But luckily, I got my act together. I decided, you know what? No. I promised that I would stream. I need to stream today because I don't think I'm gonna get a chance to tomorrow, because I just made a commitment with my family. We're gonna go see the Lord of the Rings extended cut in theaters. So even though I said that I would probably be streaming more on Saturdays, probably not going to be happening this week. Not sure if I'll postpone it for Sunday or if I should postpone it for the following week. I might have it be like I might do the drawing stream on Saturday. That kind of feels right to me. Yeah, like next Saturday. But But yeah, I need to. Without further ado, maybe I should probably get back to reading that prologue. It's probably going to be a bit of a short stream today because I don't want to IDWA, like I don't want to act. That's probably what it means. Yeah, but I'm like, you know what? No. I promised I was going to stream today, and I want to stream today. I don't want to be in the slump. I don't want to anything. Oh, that makes sense. But yeah, I don't want to do nothing. So I'm just going to be streaming today so that way I can get, say that I streamed today. And yeah. But yeah, like I said before, it's probably going to be a bit of a shorter stream today. There are a couple other things that I want to do. So I'm probably going to stream till like 5:30ish. So yeah, without further ado, let's get back to reading the prologue of my Minecraft achievement hunting world. Open up my Google Doc. Also, is the music loud or is it fine? I just wanna check. I think it's fine, but just to be sure. Also, why is nothing popping up in my chat? I'm having a lot of technical difficulties today. Oh, that's because I had the... No, it's not because I had the activity feed open. What is going on? Give me a moment. I'm reloading my my Twitch on my phone. There we go. That's better. It's fine. Cool. Awesome. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why nobody's names are popping up on my OBS. That's frustrating. Anyway, I don't want to get back into that. I'll figure it out later. Anyway, to the thing. Let's see. We were on page 17. No, we were on page 18. My bad. Okay. Let's see. Right. Last that I was at, I was trying to work on getting all the advancements. Basically re-getting all of the achievements as well as getting the new stuff in version 1.12. And I was trying to get the well, yeah, I mean, like, it is there, but for some reason it's showing a name from like 5 months ago, Creepy Uncle 28, who followed 5 months ago. The most recent person to follow me was actually Cappy N Law, or excuse me, not Cappy N Law, Capin Lol, Capin LOL, from Tuesday's stream. And I don't know why their name isn't showing up. It's really weird. Oh well, I'll figure it out. Anyway. But yeah, I was working on trying to get all the end stuff out of the way. I was a bit worried about... Yeah, I couldn't respawn the drag. I was worried about possibly not being able to respawn the dragon. Because my version of the end was generated back in version 1.0. So I have no idea if it was... So I have no idea if it's going to work. So I decided... So I was looking it up. So I looked up on Google to see if it would work. Found mixed results. Asked the Minecraft subreddit. My only response to my question of whether or not the Ender Dragon respawn would still work when upgrading from an older version to a newer version was do it yourself. So, Yeah, that's where we left off last time. So, I decided to put that off for later. I'm gonna read this in the voice of me as I wrote it. The only response to my post was, just do it yourself. Okay. But I decided to put that off for later. Right now, I gotta summon the Wither. I made some strength potions, brought a golden apple, and brought a fire resistance potion, got my best gear, plenty of food, and I was set to go into the Nether and summon the Wither again. I went into my old area where I fought the Wither, saw that one of the Wither projectiles was still there, just floating in the air for some reason. Those, those heads that it shoots out of its heads that explode. That thing was, for some reason, floating in the air. I might actually have a screenshot. Let me see if I can open that, because I do kind of want to show it off. Where is it? Where is it? Desktop. .minecraft. Wait, is this the same one? Oh no, I don't think this is the right one. Oh, that's not good. Give me a moment. You know what? I'll, while it's loading, I'm going to just continue reading the story. But yeah, projectile was floating in the air for some reason. Then I dug out a new area, digging into a cave, placing down the soul sand and wither skeleton skulls, and consumed my stuff, my golden apple, and my potion, ready to fight. And I made a mistake. My mistake? Using my bow first instead of my sword. I mean, I drank a strength potion and everything. I should have been using it. So I died, and I tried going back to fight again, and died again. And I went back a third time, and the Wither was gone. It had escaped through a 1-block-sized hole it had made in the floor, and is now wreaking havoc in the larger Nether. I tried taking advantage of this by gathering my stuff again so I could have better gear to fight it with, but I could only find the iron armor I had brought with me and a diamond sword with smite and unbreaking. Where was the rest of my stuff? My good gear? It couldn't have all fallen into that 1-block hole. That wouldn't make any sense. That's when I realized there was a lava fall that the Wither had unsealed, pouring into the room. Well, actually, truth be told, I had noticed it while gathering my stuff, but this was the moment that I put 2 and 2 together. I think all of my good gear, all of my food and arrows, and my shield, all of it burned in lava. I tried to avenge myself by fighting the Wither again, but it got me again, and I never went back again. Since I had already summoned the Wither, and I got the advancement, and since the requirement for the beacon advancement was only to place it down and not to craft it, I decided to cut my losses and just mine and place the beacon I already had. Rest in peace, old gear. You will be missed. Now I just gotta be careful whenever I go back to the Nether and try to explore, because I never know if I may run into the Wither again. After putting it off for a while, and school getting in the way, and sickness getting in the way of that, I set up a test world to figure out how the end worked. I set up the test world in 1.8, summoned myself to the end, killed the Ender Dragon, and quit my world, and upgraded to 1.9. I then re-entered my world and placed some end crystals at the edge of the at the edge of the exit portal the dragon left last time, and it actually worked. Kind of. So, when I placed the end crystals, the end portal turned into end stone, and a new portal was put at the center of the island. Then the end crystals spawned new obsidian towers with new end crystals in a circular formation, as if the end towers were already supposed to be there. Then the dragon got summoned. Very interesting. Also, I hope my explanation for what happened is good enough, as it's kind of hard to describe what happened. However, for some reason, I could not replicate this in my world. So I have no choice but to reset the end, which I was trying to avoid doing. Also, weirdly enough, when I exited the world and re-entered it, I had my end crystals in my inventory, even though I placed them at the end portal. Anyway, I decided to reset the end so I could properly fight the Ender Dragon. Once I figured out how to do that, of course. I took a break for several months as I was more itching to play The Sims instead of Minecraft. I always alternate between the two games every time. I get into a Sims phase around Christmas, and my Minecraft phase starts around the spring. In this case, my Minecraft phase started up again at the beginning of May. I finally figured out how to reset the end. I needed to delete my DIM1 folder to do it. Hopefully nothing breaks, but I think it'll be fine. With the folder deleted, I headed back to the stronghold. Also, I found out that mobs are able to push me around now. I entered the end. And the Ender Dragon pushed me off the platform I was building to get to the main island. Oh my gosh! I am not about to lose my good gear again. I'm going to quickly change this to land, and then quickly change my game mode to creative and escape. I know it's cheating, but I don't want to lose everything again. I just got back. I'm desperate! I totally forgot that I cheated then. Oh, shoot. But, you know what? I did not want to lose my good gear again. I have no regrets. I didn't want to lose it. I had already lost it to the Wither. No more. No more. Alright, but it was for naught. I changed my game mode and flew, but it was for naught. I died and lost everything. Again! So it was time to turn off cheats and try again legitimately. If I couldn't cheat to save myself, I should just take the L and try again. I ground up my levels, did more enchanting. Alright, I said I'm going to grind up my levels and do more enchanting, and I'm going to bring an ender pearl with me this time so I don't get knocked off again. After finishing grinding for levels, I made more diamond armor, enchanted the diamond armor, got a new bow, made a new shield, farms for more food, got my ender pearl, a bunch of blocks and slabs for building up to the towers and preventing endermen from hurting me just in case, and I was all ready to go. I went into the portal, used my pearl, and immediately got killed by endermen! And I didn't even have any more ender pearls! I instead decided to get my low-level gear, I got into the Nether, killed more endermen for more ender pearls, got a pumpkin for my head, got back to the end with the pumpkin on my head, pearled to the main island, shot down the crystals and fought the dragon. Oh my god, this is taking forever. There were no endermen in the Nether, so I went back to the overworld. Oh, wait. I was saying that was my plan. My bad. Okay, so my plan was to get low-level gear, go into the Nether, kill more endermen for more ender pearls, get a pumpkin for my head, go back to the end with a pumpkin on my head, pearls on the main island, shoot down the crystals, and fight the dragon. There were no endermen in the Nether, so I went back to the overworld. I fought a bunch of monsters, died to an enderman, and I was so done with this. I'm gonna cheat. I don't want to cheat, but I'm gonna cheat. I'm sorry, I'm too frustrated. I died many times, even when I was cheating, but I'm done now. I beat the Ender Dragon. I never want to do this again, until I have to. No more cheating now. I'm done. Alrighty, I had a rest, got myself more prepared. I'm good now. I'm going back to the end, and I'm going to get the rest of the advancements. Gotta get Remote Getaway and the city at the end of the game at least. I then got Remote Gateway, found the end city. Unfortunately, it was rather small, but that's okay. I was only there for more achievable advancements anyway. I decided to explore it to see what I could find, but there wasn't really much of anything, just a couple of shulkers. I killed them, got their shells, and yeah. And that about does it for the regular advancements. So I had to start doing the goals. I decided to start with Zombie Doctor, then do Post-Mortal and Hired Help, and then finally do all of the end ones. There was one exception, of course. I decided to grab the new dragon egg that spawned to get the next generation, since I reset the end and all, and it's just right there. So, yeah, now with that out of the way, let us begin. Oh yeah, I decided to make a shulker box to have some extra storage space. First of all, I made some splash potions of weakness, then went outside at night to hunt for zombie villagers with my splash potions and a god apple. How many times did I cheat? You know what? I don't really remember. I assume just twice. Once to try and save myself from imminent doom, so that way I could prevent myself from losing really good gear again because I had lost it to the Wither first, and had to make new ones for myself. And then a second time when I was when I just was trying to fight the... Yeah, I believe that I was trying to get an Ender Pearl and fight the dragon. That was literally what I was trying to do. And that was pretty much it. I think that all I did was I cheated to get an Ender Pearl, and I cheated to prevent myself from falling. I'm guessing what I did. Oh, I hope I did. You know what? I think this is what I did. I think I might have actually killed it in creative mode. Oh well, whatever. I mean, I had already beaten the dragon once before. I think really back then I just really wanted to just get that Ender Dragon dead so that way I could get the advancement back, my rightfully earned advancement back. But yeah, I did not cheat after this. I did not cheat after beating the dragon, though. I refuse to. Da-da-da-da-da. Anyway. Da-da-da-da-da. I found a zombie villager and led it into some water while being chased by other zombies and splashed the potion onto it. But when I tried to feed it the god apple, it didn't work. Good to know that I can't use god apples in place of golden apples. I then chopped down some trees to get a new apple to create a base golden apple with it. To be perfectly honest, I was trying to do that before so I wouldn't waste a god apple on a zombie villager, but when night fell and I didn't get any apples, I was all like, screw it, and tried anyway. Good thing it didn't work though, because those things are rare. Anyway, as night drew near, I heard a zombie villager underneath my barn, which was convenient. I then looked at the trees I just chopped down and saw that an apple had fallen rather quickly, which was also very convenient. I picked up the apple, created a golden apple out of it, found the zombie villager by digging underneath the ground, splashed the potion of weakness onto it, and fed it the golden apple, covered up the grave, and waited, because I turned it into a grave, yeah. Oh, check my phone real quick. Alright. Give me just a moment. Let me just finish reading this paragraph and then I'll check. After about 5 minutes, the zombie villager turned back into a regular villager. Specifically, a Fletcher. Sweet! Alright, let me see what you sent. Aw, Valor. I love Valor. He's so good. Valor's such a good boy. So, next up, I need to get Post-Mortal. To do that, I need to find a woodland mansion. I'm gonna try and go to the villages I found while traveling the world to try and get the exploration map. But if I can't find a cartographer, then I'm just going to use a woodland mansion finder. Wish me luck. Well, I looked through 2 villages, and neither of them had the specific villager I was looking for. They had librarians, but not cartographers. Thinking about it, I don't know if cartographers were introduced in 1.12, but either way, I don't think I want to wait any longer. I'm just going to search for a woodland mansion using a woodland mansion finder. On a different note, I found another dog in my travels, and this one didn't die this time! Huzzah! I used the woodland mansion finder to pinpoint the coordinates of the closest mansion, which was roughly 3,000 x and negative 6855y. Packed my shulker. I think I meant to put down z because y value would be up and down. That wouldn't make sense, so let me edit that. Negative 6855z. Packed my shulker box full of food, building blocks, potions, and ender pearls, and went on my way. Then, after a long trek across the land and sea, I finally found it. The Woodland Mansion. I'll be honest, I actually didn't expect to find it, since I traveled so far during my biome hunt. But I'm glad to know that these chunks didn't load on my travels. Sweet! After finding the mansion, I killed some sheep for their wool and used it and the rest of my woodland planks to make a temporary bed for myself. That way I can respawn right next to the mansion if I die inside. Which I probably will. A lot. After sleeping in the bed and sorting through my supplies, I dug my way to the entrance of the mansion, as it was partially underground, and snuck through each and every room. I made sure to always have my shield at the ready, and I used my bow more than my sword. Every time I was to climb a flight of stairs, I would exit the mansion beforehand to empty my inventory of loot and junk. I slew each and every illager in that mansion, found a secret room with an illager made of wool that got its lapis out of its head, and killed 3 evokers. Surprisingly, they weren't that hard to kill, as it only took 2 shots from my bow to kill them. Good to know for the future that Power 3 bows are superior monster slayers. Of course, I am now low on arrows, but the mansion has been cleared. Of the notable loot I found, there were 2 music discs, a lead, a saddle, and 2 name tags, meaning I can finally name my dogs! I left 1 music disc behind, as both of them were the same song. More importantly, though, I now have 3 totems of undying, so now I can get the advancement if I ever were to die. With the mansion now devoid of villagers, I can now take my lead and head back home. I shall do my best to ensure I don't die, but if I do, I will try to make sure that I have the Totem of Undying to save me so I get the advancement. I don't want to waste it, though. While on my way back home, I took a different route to leave than I did when arriving. While on my new path, I found a cold biome, specifically an ice plains. There, I ran into a polar bear and its cub, which I have screenshotted the coordinates for later when I have to do Monsters Hunted. And I also found an igloo. I remember that some of these are supposed to have an underground portion, so I removed some of the carpet and found a trap door. I then went down and found a villager and a zombie villager trapped in a cage. Looking through the chest nearby, I found a golden apple. Since I had a potion of weakness, I decided to use the potion of weakness and the golden apple on the zombie villager to cure it. I'm going to screenshot the coordinates of this place so I can come back later to free the 2 villagers. I arrived back home. On my journey to the Woodland Mansion, I had picked up a blue orchid. I was going to put it into the flower pot since the poppy was now gone, but when I went to do so, apparently the poppy was still there the entire time, because it appeared in my inventory. It just wasn't being displayed for some reason. Oh well, I still put in the blue orchid anyway. I love that flower in this game. A couple other things. Because of all the totems of undying that I got, I decided to expand my other stuff chest from 1 large chest to 2 large chests. Since I have name tags now, I can also finally name my dogs. I re-dyed my first dog's collar from yellow to black, and named him Virus. I've just always thought that it was a cool name for a dog ever since I was a kid. Anyway, his name is now Virus, and my other dog is named Vanessa. They're going to make many puppies together, and it's going to be so cute. And I also repaired my diamond armor, because my gosh, they were so close to breaking. I repaired them up to full, and went from level 60 to level 42. Worth it, though. After a good night's sleep, I went to the village near my house and summoned an iron golem. The village itself seems pretty barren. There's only a Fletcher left. I should try to repopulate it with the villager underneath my barn and the 2 villagers at the igloo. That's a task for the future, I suppose. Real quick, I'm going to check my folder. Aha! Okay, I found the real one. I found the real .minecraft thing. And I foolishly did not, okay, well, whatever. I foolishly forgot to, actually, set it as my desktop shortcut. So I think I'm gonna have to wait again. Whoops! Back to it. I'm about to go to the end portal and resummon the Ender Dragon. Wish me luck. Okay, so here's what happened. After mining a bunch of oh, hold on, I got an eyelash. There we go. After mining a bunch of endstone and constructing a place for me to be safe from the Endermen and getting knocked off the End Island, I resummoned the dragon. First things first, I gotta destroy all the End Crystals. I tried shooting between the iron bars because I know that some people have done that before, but I could never replicate it. So I had no choice but to build up and destroy them. I got the first caged one easily. The second one, however, took a bit more work as I got knocked off and had to build my way back up. Thankfully, I didn't get knocked down far, but it was as I was building up on my first one that I realized I didn't bring a water bucket. Oops. Luckily, I didn't get knocked down a second time for my second caged crystal. However, there was one uncaged crystal that I just could not hit with my bow, so I had to build up. And after I had built up and destroyed the crystal, I got knocked down and died. However, I had my Totem of Undying on me, so I ended up getting the post-mortal advancement, which is good. But when it came to fighting the dragon itself, it started out fine. I whittled it down to half health, maybe even a third or a quarter. But as I was fighting it, I realized I had also forgotten to bring my glass bottles. I paused the game and considered cheating, but then I realized that I had promised myself I wasn't going to do that again. So I considered dying on purpose. Then I thought about it some more and realized that I could just summon it again if I wanted to, since I was doing so well already. After stealing my resolve, I unpaused the game and got to fighting again. But then, I died. Luckily, I had set a spawn point near the portal along with my backup stuff, which included my bottles, so I ended up gathering that, and rushed back to the middle. I died. Again, and again, and again, about 4 times. Maybe even more than that, because I ended up cowering in my safe space for a while and died in there multiple times. So perhaps it was twice that amount. Dying 4 times in the safe space and dying 4 times fighting the dragon. I was about to eventually overcome the beast, however, whittling it down to a fraction of its health. Before outright killing it, I grabbed its breath in the glass bottles for the advancement. You need a mint, and swung once, then twice. 1 more hit to go. I get flung into the air, but I live, And then with my final strike, boom! It's dead. I beat the Ender Dragon a second time. The only problem now is that I now went from 42 levels all the way down to 18 because my levels got reset back down to 0 thanks to how much I was dying, and the new dragons don't drop as much XP as the old one. Oops. Oh well, at least it's dead. The advancements have been gotten. I can go home now. But first, I must complete the advancement, Sky's the Limit. Though, I guess in order for me to do that, I have to get my Ender Pearls, which I did not bring. So I guess I'm going to go home anyway. Probably for the best, as I seriously need to reorganize my stuff and get rid of all my backup stuff. Then I wrote down, see you in the future, Minecraft Journal. Moving on. Let's see. Oh, actually, I said, next thing I said was, actually, real quick, I just wanted to mention this funny thing that happened while I was about to head out of the end. I was eating some chorus fruit to regain my hunger, and the fruit then teleported me into the end portal, which spat me back out into the overworld. I just thought it was funny. Whew! Thanks, Vesper. I think I'm pretty good at writing myself. And apparently nearly choking on water. Because that almost happened just now. Alright, so when I got back home, I got my supplies, set up an End City Fighter, and was ready to go back to the end and try finding the Elytra. I went into the End Gate, used the End City Fighter to find an End City, and there was one just 100 or so blocks away. And it just so happened to have a ship on it. So now I can use it to get my Elytra, thus completing that advancement. Ooh, we're getting to more juicy storytelling here. Alright. So, I walked up to the front entrance of the building, and there were two shulkers there who were supposed to give me a bad time. However, after one accidentally hit the other revolted, and as they were fighting each other, I built a way to get to the stairs, because the entrance was one block above where it should be, and entered while they were distracted. I didn't put a close parentheses there. I'm editing that right now. Alright. I climbed up the tower until I found a room that was lined with shulkers. It was the unrod spiral staircase parkour room. But I didn't follow the parkour. I rode the levitation crystals all the way up to the top. I tried to also get the advancement Great View from up here while I was at it, but unfortunately that didn't work out. Regardless, I made it out of the tower and onto the ship, healing inside of the ship, and then slayed the shulker position just in front of the Elytra. I then looted the chest, got some gold and enchanted gear, leaving behind some cursed stuff, including a diamond shovel that was only enchanted with Curse of Vanishing and nothing else. And then finally popped the Elytra straight off the item frame, grabbing the item frame as well. Got out of the ship, attempted to slay the shulker outside, even though it teleported away, and then grabbed the dragon skull at the front of the ship, then elytra'd my way out of there. After arriving back home, I made a new chest for my end stuff, repaired my chestplate, crafted some fireworks, and prepared for travel, trying to look for a mineshaft so I can kill some cave spiders on my way to get the advancement Monsters Hunted. I used a mineshaft finder to locate the nearest mineshaft and rode my horse to the location, but there was nothing. There was indeed a mineshaft, but no cave spiders. I looked up when they were introduced, and apparently they were introduced after 1.8. So I have to go beyond 1,000 blocks to find any mineshafts that might have a cave spider spawner in it. At least I got a lot of materials out of it, though. I went back home and reorganized my stuff. This time, I wasn't going to take my horse. Instead, I was going to ride my minecart all the way out into the distance. I looked up mine shafts that were at least 1,000 blocks away from home, and right now I am at the closest one, digging down. Well, kind of. I did get stopped along the way because there was just a random hole, like a large gas bubble just in the ground. It was roughly 2 blocks wide, 3 blocks long, and 3 blocks tall. Weird. Anyway, continuing down. Hoping that wasn't the mineshaft generating weird. Luckily, I was able to find it. I said, hopefully it has some cave spiders in it. And it did! I got one. So I then had to go back home, slay a zombie pigman. But with that being said, I feel really bad about slaying zombie pigmen. Because I always saw them as just misunderstood little guys. But it's for the advancement. It's for the advancement. So I must. Oh well. Here we go. Alrighty, so I got a pigman, and then all the others started charging at me. I had the high ground, standing on top of my rail tunnel. Standing on the top of my rail tunnel, so they couldn't get me. However, some managed to find a way to climb to the top, and I was almost cornered. I had my Totem of Undying in my hand, just in case, but luckily, I found my way to outmaneuver them. Almost died in lava, though. Oops. And exited through my portal. When I exited, there was a pigman inside the portal, but luckily it was non-hostile. I still tried to slay it regardless, though, but it ended up going back through the portal. So now I have a bunch of angry pigmen waiting for me on the other side. Oh joy! Well, at least I won't have to go back in there for a bit. For now, I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to go ahead and hunt the Guardians next tomorrow. Which I eventually did. The next day, this is what I wrote. Alrighty, so before I went off to go kill a Guardian, I made some water-breathing potions and took some milk with me. I then went off to the nearest ocean monument I could find, which I luckily had screenshotted the coordinates for when I found it the first time, and I killed a Guardian. The underwater combat was kind of tricky since you move so slowly under the water, and the Guardians move so fast, but I was able to eventually kill one. And I didn't have to worry about going into the monument either, since Guardians spawn around the ocean monument as well as inside of it. And I also didn't have to worry about killing the Elder Guardian either. After regrouping back home to organize my supplies, I headed on out back to the place where the polar bears were, found a couple of villages on the way, and even stayed the night in one of them, defending it from a couple zombies. And yeah. Actually, the first village that I passed by was also being attacked by a zombie in the middle of the day, so I ran over and killed it, saving the villager it was chasing. I think it had some armor on or something that prevented it from burning. I think enchanted chainmail boots. Anyway, so I got to the coordinates with the polar bear in it, and I shot my bow at it. And it had a cub too. I already knew it did, but unfortunately it was the only polar bear that I had found on my journeys thus far. So I had no choice but to take this opportunity to screenshot the coordinates and kill it when I had the chance. And now the cub is parentless. I feel so bad. But I got the advancement. Hooray! Still feels so bad though. Since I'm on my journey right now, I should probably also go ahead and get adventuring time, going back to all the biomes I had found before and even screenshot it for the future. Hopefully I don't die, because I think that's what happened last time, dying to a witch on my adventuring time biome finding journey. Wish me luck! I didn't die! Hooray! So I just remembered that I had an elytra and some rockets, so I decided to fly around for a bit to get to each location. First, I went directly to the Redwood Taiga biome that I had found before. Next up on the list was to find a cold Taiga hill biome. I flew around, found the biome, then moved on to finding a savanna plateau. On the way, I ran into a village, with one villager being attacked by a zombie as the sun was rising. I slayed the creature, saving the villager, and then went on my way. After locating the savanna plateau, I then went on to locate a jungle edge biome. I didn't have it screenshotted, so I had to resort to using a biome finder to locate the nearest one. All future biomes were then found using the biome finder. I believe that I had run out of fireworks on my way to the jungle edge biome, landing in the ocean and having to ride my boat across the sea. The rest of my journey was a trek on the land, unless I was at a high enough altitude to fly without getting hurt. On my way to the edge jungle, I found a new desert temple, which contained some diamonds, a golden apple, and some monster drops. There was also horse armor and a saddle, but I didn't bother with it, since I already had a horse anyway, and horse armor doesn't break. I also looted the TNT out of the booby trap. After I found the jungle edge biome, I searched for a mushroom island. On the way, I found an area that had not one, but 2 pink sheep in it. I screenshotted the coordinates also, just in case, because that's a pretty cool find. Finally, after locating that, all that I needed to do was find the mesa biomes. My journey to finding all the biomes was dangerous. I was attacked by zombies and husks and skeletons and spiders and creepers, even an enderman at one point because I accidentally looked at it while landing with my elytra. My shields broke to a spider attack. My bow broke when I was close to the mesa biomes. I had to use one of the bows I picked up when I killed a skeleton, which was luckily in good shape, but it was not enchanted. Finally, I had made it to the mesa biome. I got the regular mesa out of the way, then the mesa plateau. But I was bewildered when I checked the CTM tool to find that the mesa plateau was not the rock mesa that was listed like how the savanna plateau was listed as rock savanna, but rather was clear mesa. I trekked through the entire mesa, going through every sub-biome in the hopes of them being the so-called rock mesa. And then, I finally found it. The Mesa Plateau Forest biome. I had won. I had found all of the biomes and got the adventuring time advancement. I now feel accomplished and can't wait to get back home to tend to my living space and my animals. I need this break from adventuring. Of course, I do still need to get the sniper duel advancement, and hopefully that shouldn't be too hard this time since I'm in a fairly recent version of the game where any bugs I may have will hopefully be completely fixed. I just need to trap a skeleton in the space I need it to be trapped in, and then perform my task. Actually, it might be harder than it was before, since now skeletons move in a weird sliding motion when they shoot. In a weird sidling motion when they shoot. So it's going to be rather difficult to lure it in. Perhaps I can come up with some sort of contraption to get it in there. I'll figure it out eventually. Alright, before I continue on, I'm going to get the Minecraft the .minecraft folder. I'm going to try and get that to be to get a shortcut. There we go. Create shortcut. I'm also going to create a shortcut for Minecraft.exe. Wait, what? Why didn't it show up? Hold on. That feels weird. It doesn't appear that it's showing up. Well, I guess in that case I'll just I'll just just move them to my desktop instead of the other thing. Instead of creating a shortcut. Okay, I'm going to open up the screenshot now for the wither thing that I was talking about earlier. If I can find it, which I feel like I should be able to. Is this it? I think this is it. Yeah, hey, here we go. All right. Let me bring it up. So this right here, this is the, oh, whoops, did not mean to do that. That's the projectile. I don't know if you can see it. Let me zoom in. But yeah, this is the wither skeleton projectile that I was talking about before. I'm going to see if I can also find another angle. There we go. Yeah, this was, for some reason, just floating here in the nether. Don't know why that is. Didn't really hurt, it just kind of exists. But whatever. Anyway. We've only got like 7 more pages to go, so I think that I might be able to get this done by like 5:30. Let me go grab some water. Give me just one moment. I will be right back. This is good. Also, yes, hi, I'm back. Alright. Allow me to tell the story of my journey back home. It started out fine, despite my armor and elytra being almost broken and my arrows running low. As time went on, though, the armor just kept on getting more damaged, and my arrow supply was getting smaller and smaller. I came across a village in the mountains, which was surprising to me, as I didn't think they spawned in extreme hills biomes. I then screenshotted the coordinates and continued on my way. I think my first wrinkle in the journey back home was when my elytra finally broke. I think the first wrinkle in my journey back home was when my elytra finally broke. I was taking my chances with a low durability elytra and glided down from a tall hill in a birch forest. I even said to myself, "Don't break," while I was gliding, and halfway through, they broke, and I was sent plummeting down to the forest below, making impact in the tree leaves. I was hoping I would at least be above the water that was about 5 or 6 blocks ahead of where my elytra broke, but oh well. I then continued my journey on foot. I tried to save a village during the night. I saw the sun was setting and wanted to take refuge in a village, so I did, but I also knew that the villagers would not be able to defend themselves, so I stayed to help defend them from the husks and zombies. Hello again. Unfortunately, there were at least 2 casualties that I was aware of, one of which resulted in a villager being turned into a zombie. During the conflict, my enchanted diamond chestplate broke to a skeleton's arrow, and I had to take cover in a small cave underneath the village well to try and regain some health. Unfortunately, I was followed by both a zombie and the skeleton that was firing at me, and within our enclosed space, I slayed the 2 monsters that dared to follow me. After regaining my health, I had helped to defend the rest of the village and continued to travel on my journey when the sun finally rose and burned the undead to a crisp. While traveling, I came across another village as the sun was beginning to set, and I knew that I couldn't stay to defend them again. There just wasn't any time, and I knew they would be okay if I left them alone, as the monsters would not spawn if I wasn't around. Plus, my arrow supply was starting to get dangerously low. As the journey continued, I came across another village late into the night. I decided that I would quickly loot the blacksmith station and then continue on before anything got worse. But as I was headed towards the blacksmith, a creeper blew out one of the walls of a small villager hut with 3 of them inside. I knew I couldn't stay though, so I ran away, hoping that they would be okay without me. I trekked across the land and sea and lost one of my boats in a river. I had tamed some dogs in the taiga forest I had lost my boat in, with some of the bones I had collected from the skeletons I slew on my venture back home. But they could not follow me for long, as I had to trek across the sea in my boat, and I knew that I could not take all 4 of them. I screenshotted their coordinates for later, but I do not know if I will ever come back for them, as they are over 10,000 blocks away. I found a village further down the taiga biome. I noticed they were growing beetroots, so I harvested them and replanted them. I had 4 beetroot seeds in my inventory, and 5 beetroots from that. Sweet. A zombie did trample a part of the garden, but that's okay. I killed it and it only trampled 1 block. I then continued on. My arrows were getting dangerously low, but I was so close to reaching home. Only a couple thousand more blocks to go, and I would have made it. I only had 3 arrows left. I told myself to make them count as I saw a skeleton in the distance. I notched an arrow and released, but it zipped straight past it, and I knew I was screwed. I ran for it, attempting to slay the skeleton with my blade, but I failed and had to continue on running. I tried to get my arrow as I trekked through the swampy waters, but I was too deep, and I was getting pelted by arrows. I continued to travel through the murky agua, and hit a snag when I saw a witch. I knew I could not beat her. I didn't have enough arrows for that, so I ran as fast as I could. Flashbacks to the last time I journeyed, playing through my mind at a rapid pace. I got to the end of the land and hopped into my boat, sailing away. The sun then rose and I hit new land. This time, it was the desert. I had found another desert temple and looted it. obtaining a regular golden apple, and an enchanted golden apple, some iron, some gold, and 2 emeralds. I got rid of some of my junk, as my inventory and shulker box were full of random mob drops and plants. I then continued on my journey. As I continued on my travels through the desert, the sun began to set and the sky grew dark. I readied my bow and my sword and said, "I'm ready for you suckers!" The mobs then began to spawn, and I shot my last 2 arrows at the skeletons that were close to me, forgetting that I had no more left as I tried to draw another arrow. I then ran, sword in hand just in case. Arrows whizzed by me and some even struck me. But I continued to run and run and run until I got to the coastline, slammed my boat into the water, and sailed away, shouting, "So long, suckers!" And I rowed myself into the sea. I then made contact with more land, this time containing a jungle. I was only roughly 1 to 2,000 blocks away from home. As I was leaving the jungle when the sun rose and the monsters died, I had found a pretty light blue parrot. I then tamed it with some wheat seeds I had picked up on my journey. I was also trying to tame another parrot that was green this time, but it wasn't having it for some reason. I swear I fed it like 15 seeds and it did nothing. Perhaps it was because it was in the water and that it didn't work. But oh well, who's to say for sure? As I was trying to tame the green parrot, I saw a creeper and had flashbacks to the last time I tamed a parrot. I wasn't going to let that happen again. I kept on avoiding it, attempting to tame the green parrot, but once I realized that it wasn't going to be tamed, I said, "Screw it," and ran away from the creeper before anything happened to my new blue parrot. My parrot buddy and I then sailed back home, making it onto the original 1.0 land. Only just under 1,000 blocks to go. I excitedly began to run. The sun began to set, monsters began to spawn everywhere, arrows flew by me as I ducked and dodged and weaved and bowed and ran and ran and ran. Finally, after so much traveling and exploring, with new loot, a new friend, a bunch of out-of-shape armor, and the lack of a bow, a shield, and a chest plate, I had finally made it back home, safe and sound. I then regrouped, reorganized everything, gave myself a new chest for tools and armor, repaired the armor I already had, including the elytra, cooked some of the meat I had picked up, made a new chest plate and a new shield, and got some much-needed sleep. Tomorrow, I am going to attempt to grind for levels in my skeleton grinder so I may enchant my new chest plate. Then I am going to build a contraption that will hopefully trap a wild skeleton that I can then shoot over 50 blocks away to kill it and then regain the advancement. And regain the advancement sniper duel. Wish me luck. But I didn't end up doing that the next day because I got very distracted to Zelda. I got very addicted to Zelda. So I ended up doing this after a couple of weeks. I ended up making the contraption. It was very simple, just some dirt blocks surrounding a stone pressure plate connected to a piston that would push a block of dirt up, preventing the skeleton from leaving. I lured a skeleton to the trap, even punching a couple of holes into the dirt cage to entice it. It ended up walking close enough to try and shoot me, and got stuck in the trap. I then closed off all the holes, used my dirt block path and stairs to go 50 feet back, shot at the skeleton as a zombie was approaching me, and climbing up the stairs, and as soon as the zombie punched me, my last arrow was let loose, and went flying towards the skeleton, killing it, and getting me the advancement Sniper Duel. I then hopped into the nether to get some more quartz to fix up my barn before doing 2x2. I kind of forgot that the pigmen were still mad, so I ended up getting attacked by the one that I sent back through the portal and and escaped the others outside the railway, running as far away as I could until they all despawned and or de-aggroed. Then I started farming some quartz and made some materials for my barn roof. I'm still working on it right now, so I shall continue writing when I am done. Alrighty, I went into the nether roughly 3 or 4 times, got the quartz I needed, rebuilt the roof of my barn, added some wooden slabs to the floor and walkway, and yeah. I just did some farming and bred my animals. Cows, sheep, and pigs were already taken care of before, but now I also have the chickens taken care of too, as it took me a long while to get more chickens. I used the eggs that my original chicken laid to try and spawn in another chicken, and on one of the throws, 4 chickens spawned from under the egg. From one egg. Amazing. The chicken spawning happened a while ago, mind you. I think before setting off on my adventure to either the Woodland Mansion, the Biome Hut, or the Polar Bears. Gotta restop my laptop right real quick, so I'm gonna be gone for a bit. Okay, don't worry about it. Take care, Vesper. Anyway, I gotta go back to the closest mushroom island I can find and take home a mushroom for breeding purposes. Wish me luck. Scratch that. I need 2 mushrooms. I would just breed the ones on the island, but I want to bring some mushrooms home. So I'm going to be going on 2 separate trips then. Once again, wish me luck. I got one back home. I almost lost it to a creeper, but I got it home. A lot of sheep and cows and stuff wanted the wheat that I was using to lead the mushroom too. I also found some new villages, both from pre-1.12 and post-1.12. Currently on my way to get the second one home. Once again, sheep and cows really wanted a piece of my wheat. I also found some igloos, 2 of which had zombie villager chambers in them. Of course, I cured the zombie villagers in both. One did not have anything in it except typical igloo stuff. After a long travel, I got the second mushroom into the barn pen. I had to kill some cows and sheep in order to make room for the 2 mushrooms to propagate, but I was able to finally breed them together, and that marks one of the breedable animals off the list. Next up is the wolf. This shouldn't be too hard, as I already have 2 wolves at home. I can just breed them together. I dyed Vanessa's collar purple and bred her and Virus together with rotten flesh. And now they have a puppy. I healed him up to full health with rotten flesh, and I'm gonna name him Vincent and dye his collar blue, which I ended up doing. Next on the list was the ocelots, which I sarcastically said, "This is gonna be fun." On my way to the shore, where I would soon sail to the nearest jungle biome, I passed through my first discovered village and totally forgot that there was a Fletcher here that I could trade my string with to get emeralds. And then trade emeralds with it to get more arrows. I have to take advantage of that in the future, so I'm not just constantly grinding for arrows at the skeleton spawner. I always forget about that, to be perfectly honest. Thanks to my notes, I just remembered it again. I set sail, eventually stopping just before the jungle biome. I decided to fish before I entered, with my plan being to get a total of 32 salmon and regular fish so I can tame the ocelots and bring them home. Luckily, this jungle biome is only roughly is only roughly 2,000 blocks away, so getting them home isn't going to be as painstakingly long as the mushrooms. As I was fishing, I got a mending and unbreaking fishing rod. I then tamed 2 ocelots, both of which turned out to be tuxedo cats. So then I had to get them home. As I was heading back home, I brought a bed with me to sleep on my journey, and remembered that cats like to sit on beds now. I eventually got home with both of my cats and cooked all of my taming fish when I got back home. However, what I didn't know was that I would have to use raw fish to breed them together. I thought that I could I think that I thought that I could breed them with cooked fish as well as raw fish, and that raw fish was only for taming, but that turned out to not be true. So I fished for more fish and got some more fish, sacrificing a fishing rod in the process because I got a saddle, 3 puffer fish, and 1 leather before any fish. I bred the cats. They had a little cat baby. And next up, and so that took care of the ocelot breeding. Next up was rabbits. I found a rabbit, but it unfortunately ran away when I was trying to get into my boat, so it didn't go anywhere when I slept in my bed. Oh, wait, excuse me. Let me try that again. I found 1 rabbit, but it unfortunately ran away when I was trying to get it into my boat, so it didn't go anywhere when I slept in my bed. I couldn't find it again. Haven't found any others since. I had a realization. I'm pretty sure that I would have screenshotted the coordinates of some of the first rabbits that I saw when this world's upgraded to version 1.8. I'm gonna check. And when I checked, I found out that I did! And so then I went to the coordinates that were closest to my house. However, I found a wolf pack surrounding some rabbit skin. That means there was a rabbit here. That means that there was a rabbit there, but it was killed. Wait. Oh, my bad. I think what I meant was that on my way to the coordinates, I found a wolf pack surrounding some rabbit skin. I think that's what was going on. I then found some snow rabbits on my way to the coordinates. I screenshotted their locations and got one in a boat. Wait. Oh, yeah. Because I was heading closer to my house. Anyway, but yeah. I found some snow rabbits on my way to my coordinates because, yeah, I was traveling very far away. So I was heading back home, pretty much. I screenshotted their locations and got one in a boat. Now, on to getting them home. A creeper almost ruined everything. I was trying to get my rabbit in a boat as I saw a creeper sneak up on me. I didn't want to lose it again by getting too far away, so the plan was to get the rabbit in the boat, then lead the creeper as far away from it as possible. That didn't end up happening. I had to make a run for it before the creeper got too close and killed it. So I did. I booked it, leading the creeper away from the rabbit and leaving the rabbit to hop away. I then killed the creeper. After that, I thought I would never be able to get the rabbit back again. Oh my gosh. Okay, I was not registering what I wrote. Okay, so I was planning on trying to get the rabbit back into the boat, then lead the creeper as far away as possible. But the rabbit did not end up getting into the boat. So I instead had to just make a run for it before the creeper got too close and killed it. I booked it, leading the creeper away from the rabbit and leaving the rabbit to hop away, and then I killed the creeper and thought that I would never be able to get the rabbit back again. But I was wrong! I found that little snowball and led it with my carrot. I decided to leave the rabbit in a boat as we approached the top of a hill, so that way it didn't take any fall damage when going back down. I didn't want it to get out of the boat again, so I decided to look ahead while I waited so I could chart a path. Up ahead were some wolves. I knew what this meant. And I knew what this meant. My rabbit was in danger. This is something I've never done before. I had to kill wolves to save my rabbit. With a somber "I'm sorry," I picked up my sword and slashed through the 3 wolves that blocked my way. As I was heading back to the boat rabbit, I noticed that the terrain was too treacherous for a boat, so I opted to set the rabbit free from its confines. A pig decided to follow me, as I was holding a carrot in my hand. I killed the pig so it wouldn't get in the way, and set the rabbit free from the boat so it could follow me. Then my hour of playing was up, because I was playing for like an hour every day, for like an hour a week, rather. And I had to put it back into the boat so it wouldn't run away from me next time I logged on. Guess I'll be working on this more next week. Oh, looks like I haven't been updating this in a while. Because my next thing was, shoot, I haven't been updating this in a while. There is a bit of a gap in my memory, but I do know that I got the rabbit home, built a tall fence in the pig pen, brought the rabbits into the pen, bred them, and then went out to get the llamas. I created a caravan on accident when I was leading one, but that made things a lot easier for me. On 2 separate trips, I got both of the llamas I would need back home, tamed them both on my journey, and gave them brown carpets, and then bred them with hay bales. And I now finally completed the advancement 2 by 2. Thank goodness. Finally. I remember actually the breeding of the llamas was very difficult for me. I couldn't quite figure out what I was doing right and wrong. Plus, hey, because I think what I needed to do was I needed to actually tame them first and put carpets on them and then feed them hay bales so that way they could breed. It was like a lot of steps for some reason. Don't know why, but yeah, anyway, whatever. At least I tamed them. I then fixed up my shield that was about to break. And next up on the list of advancements was a balanced diet. I fixed my elytra, my anvil broke, made a new one, killed a lone pig, ate a raw pork chop, I ate a steak, bred my cows, mushrooms, and sheep, killed a cow, got raw beef, ate one, ate a cooked chicken, bred my chickens, killed one, ate a raw chicken. With a stroke of luck, I didn't get sick. I then ate cooked mutton, bred my weed-eating animals again, killed a sheep, ate a raw mutton. I bred my pigs and rabbits with carrots, killed some pigs and a rabbit, ate a raw rabbit, once again, did not get sick. Realized that I needed a cooked rabbit too, killed more pigs and a rabbit did not provide meat, only hide, cannot kill more rabbits as there were only 2 left. I remembered that I have a cooked rabbit in my shulker box, and I ate the cooked rabbit. I then ate a cooked fish, fished for a raw fish, got a puffer fish first, got a raw fish next, ate the fish. I ate a cooked salmon, fished for raw salmon, missed my first bite because I'm responding to a Discord message from one of my friends about another friend's birthday. Second bite, got leather. Third was raw fish. Fourth was a luck of the C2 and mending fishing rod. Fifth was finally a raw salmon, and then I ate it. I ate a clownfish, I ate a pufferfish, got sick, poison, nausea, and hunger. With poison, nausea, and hunger. I then ate a cookie, might have to get jungle logs to grow more cocoa beans later. I then ate a pumpkin pie, ate a golden carrot, healed all the way back up to full hearts, gonna have to eat a poison potato next, so all that work is gonna go away. I then ate a poison potato. And then, once again, I luckily did not get sick. I then ate mushroom stew, bred rabbits and pigs, killed 3 rabbits. The last one dropped raw rabbit, then cooked it, made rabbit stew after much trial and error, and then ate it. I think the much trial and error thing means that I couldn't figure out the order that I was supposed to arrange it in, because I thought that it was like shapeless crafting, but apparently there was a specific way you had to arrange it. At least in version 1.12. I don't know if it was changed in future versions. Anyway, I then made some beetroot soup. A zombie tried to attack me in broad daylight as I was exercising to eat the soup. I then killed it, got rotten flesh, ate the soup, exercised some more, ate the rotten flesh, got the hunger effect, but my hunger bar didn't go down, which was kind of weird. I then exercised, ate a spider eye, and finally got the advancement. Done. Phew! Alright. Last page. I've been making TNT to blow up a mountain so I can clear some space for farming to get the achievement Serious Dedication. I decided to try a chain reaction. My first attempt went great. A good chunk of the mountain was gone. My second attempt... I thought because I was doing it horizontally it wasn't working as well, as the TNT wasn't having a chain reaction this time. Out of boredom, I decided to light them all up manually. Turns out the reason why it wasn't having a chain reaction was because they were surrounded by stone with no gaps of air. My first attempt, I left some gaps on the horizontal axis, while the vertical axis I had placed TNT on dirt. TNT explosions chained through dirt. There was some dirt in the mountain I was trying to blow up. So when I was doing manual blowing up, yeah, I exploded. I had 29 levels, now down to 7. And on top of that, I had my pickaxe, my sword, my shovel, my flint and steel, my shulker box with all my extra food and blocks, and my torches. Because of the chain reaction, all of my stuff, except for my shovel and flint and steel, were all lost in the explosion. I'm gonna have to get another shulker box and work towards a new sword and pickaxe, not to mention farming some more. Rah! And that brings us to the present day. Currently in my world, that's what I have to do. But to be perfectly honest, I don't think I want to do any of that. I don't think I want to try and work on getting a new shulker box yet. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to focus on grinding my levels, getting a new pickaxe and sword, enchanting them, and then blowing up the mountain as best as I can. I'm not going to worry about, and then like getting more food over time, breeding my animals and farming and all that, and harvesting crops and all that, I mean. So yeah, because like I would much rather do that than go back into the end and try and get another shulker box. So for these next couple of streams, you're probably going to be seeing me doing a lot of grinding and busy work. So that's what I'm going to be doing next Tuesday when I start up Minecraft again. Or not next Tuesday, this upcoming Tuesday, excuse me. That is the plan. And with that, I think that does it for the prologue. So, yeah. You're all caught up with my world. I'm going to upload these to my VOD channel on YouTube. And yeah, hopefully that should be it. I'm going to try reloading something. Nope, that didn't work. Okay. I was gonna try and see if I could fix the follow name thing. But yeah, anyway, I'll figure it out. Anyway, see you later. Take care, everybody. And don't forget to be positive, be kind, stay awesome, everybody. And yeah, and reminder, not going to be streaming tomorrow as I'm going to be watching a 4-hour extended edition of The Lord of the Rings in theaters. That's going to be happening tomorrow with my family. So right after I'm done with work tomorrow. So I'm not going to have any time to stream. Sorry about that. But yeah, next Saturday I'm going to be doing art stream, and this upcoming Tuesday we're going to play some Minecraft. So yeah, I'm excited. Anyway, but yeah, again, take care. Remember to be kind, be positive, be kind. Stay awesome, everybody. Bye!